intelligent people do not assume to know what will make them truly happy. We can't just assume that we know what is going to make us happy. We can't just assume that getting that job or signing that client or dating that person or getting married or moving to that place or looking that way is going to be it. At one point, Christmas made a lot of us more happy than it does now. At one point, a birthday party made us feel a lot more happy than it does now. If money made you happy when you were broke, the same amount of money is not going to make you happy when you're rich. Emotionally intelligent people do not assume being fearful is a sign that they are on the wrong path. A sign that you're on the wrong path is indifference. If you are fearful about something, that is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. You're being pushed towards something. That's intention. Who knows if it always will be the right thing? What we do know is that you're on the right path. It might not lead to exactly where you want, but you're going into a direction you know you need to go into. They know that happiness is a choice, but do not feel they need to make that choice all the time. Happiness is not a sustained state of joy. Being happy is moment by moment. If you were only experiencing one emotion all the time, then that's not living. You're not living. You're just in existence. Living the human experience means that you experience all the emotions. And you should allow yourself to say, I'm not in a happy state right now. Emotionally intelligent people know that a feeling will not kill them. You're not going to die because you're angry. You're only going to die if you start doing stupid things because you're angry. Emotionally intelligent people do not confuse a bad feeling for a bad life. When you fight the bad feeling, when you fight the bad day, that is anything but peaceful. If you just come to grips with this is just not a good day for me. It's not my day. I got bad news. I lost a client. Somebody hit the back of my car on the way to the gym, and I just want to go home, go to sleep, and start this one over tomorrow. That's part of life. If I'm fighting against that bad day, if I'm fighting against that bad feeling, I'm causing war within myself. You're able to have peace when you just accept it. This is a bad stretch of life, or this is a bad day, or this is a bad week. These are bad feelings. But this doesn't make it a bad life.
We live.
Live and alive. All you come in this morning. All you come in. Happy Tuesday to everybody out there. Happy Tuesday to everybody logged in on both channels on the Winner Circle. The Win Column channel. And shout out to everybody on Conversations with Jay. Good morning, Aretha. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Codex. Good morning, Win Column team moderators. Good morning to you guys all. I appreciate it. How you doing this morning, C?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Yeah. I have a question for you today.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you ever felt like you've been wrongfully fired before? Have you ever been fired before?
Yeah, I've been fired before. Well, when I say fired, I'm not talking about from a job. Like I've been fired by a client before, and yes, I do think I was wrongfully fired. Although
Oh,
I wouldn't say fired. I wouldn't say fired. The client signed the contract
mm-hmm.
and then backed out of it the next day and went with somebody who looked a little bit more the part. Just put it that way.
Oh, I see. Well, I've never experienced that before. But the question came to mind because I was reading this morning that Maureen Coney, who was the head prosecutor of the Sean Combs case, and a prosecutor in the Epstein case, she is suing the Trump administration for what did it say exactly? Let's see. It says
You'll jump
she.
on screen,
Hmm?
like so you can know that you're talking. Yeah, because if somebody's looking at this, they're just seeing me just
Yeah,
looking
but
at
they
it.
can
Like,
hear me in the background. I'm just the background guy.
go ahead.
All right. Yeah, they're saying that she's suing the Trump Justice Department over abrupt firing because she believes that it alleges that the firing was in retaliation against her father, who was a former FBI director.
Also,
So
wrongful termination.
yeah.
I mean, guys, I don't want to toot my own horn, but you guys can go ahead in the conversation with Jay lives, and that's what I said. Everybody said that she was fired because of the Puff stuff, and she fumbled a case and a bunch of stuff. I said from the start, when she was assigned that case, uh, that was the old administration. That was the Biden administration. And she also didn't even bring those charges. It was her predecessor that brought the charges, Damian, whatever his name is. I think it's Damian Williams. Is it? That's the guy who originally brought those Diddy charges. She ended up taking that case over, and she was never put in there by the Trump administration. She was put in there by the previous Biden administration. And my guess was that they were going to get rid of her as soon as that trial was done, and they were just waiting for the Diddy trial to be over to get rid of her. So that's why she was let go right afterward. Sleepless in New Jersey said, good morning, Jane and C. Good morning. Shout out to New Jersey. Got some friends and family that live in New Jersey. Shout out to New Jersey. Damian Williams. Yes, Damian Williams. Thank you, Aretha.
So that's interesting. We'll see what comes from that, and see if there's anything worth reporting from it.
Yeah, I mean, I saw what's his name. Agnifilo said that she was a great lawyer and that she'll land on her feet. So who knows?
All right,
all
let's
right.
get into it.
Let's jump into it this morning. Thank you for that, C. Let's jump into it this morning. Quiet Mind, Epic Life. It's a book by Matthew Ferry. One of my mentors is Tom Ferry, which is Matthew Ferry's brother. I first started coaching officially, like business coaching and that kind of life counseling, coaching stuff. I started that stuff with Tom originally. So I was trained by Tom Ferry originally back in 2017. So I am familiar with his brother, Matthew Ferry. He wrote a book called Quiet Mind, Epic Life. Amazing, amazing book. And so I do want to just kind of go over some of the things he was talking about in that book. In this particular part of the book, he's talking about your drunk monkey and how your drunk monkey can actually physically make you inept, physically make you destructive toward what your goals are. All right. And
what is a drunk monkey?
A drunk monkey. I'm glad you asked. A drunk monkey is a nickname that he gives like the constant chatter in your head. So that's like anxiousness, negativity, judgmental, like that inner voice, that judgmental inner voice, the one that tells you that you can't do it, or this is a waste of time, or you don't want to do it. I hope you don't mind, and even if you do, it's too late, me sharing this story about you, C. But I remember when for those of you guys haven't seen C in real life, he's not as skinny anymore. But when I met this guy, he was really skinny and wanted to put on some weight. He came exactly as a chip off the old block for me, because I was the same way. I grew up a really skinny kid and I wanted to put on some weight. So I trained him, brought him to a weight room a little bit, and he put on a little bit of muscle. But he originally started doing push-ups a lot, and he used to say, I hate push-ups. Push-ups are the worst. I hate push-ups. And I used to tell him all the time, like, that's a great affirmation. The more you say you hate it, the more you're going to hate it, right? But that's the drunk monkey. That I hate this, that goes to your head sometimes when you're working out, guys. That's the drunk monkey. When you're doing the tedious work, that's the drunk monkey. When you feel like you were, discriminated against because of you being whatever, too smart, too dumb, too black, too white, doesn't matter. Whatever that is, too short, too tall, too man, too woman. That's all those things are drunk monkeys. Those are the voices in your head that just hold you back from doing things. What's the point? What's the point? It's not going to be worth it. Your drunk monkey is always looking for ways to hold you back. Why do you think that is? Why do you think your drunk monkey is always looking for ways to hold you back? Shout out Christina McWilliams. Arizona, good morning. Good morning, Arizona. Yeah, it's 3 hours behind there. Good morning, Arizona. Why do you think your drunk monkey does this, guys?
I mean, if the drunk monkey sounds like, the one that's trying to talk you out of doing things that's better for yourself, so it's always gonna do that. That's why it's a drunk monkey, because drunk is messy.
Yeah, the thing is, and sorry guys, I got a new camera, so if I wasn't looking at I keep thinking the camera's here, but because I got a new camera, it's up here. So if I wasn't looking at you guys before, I'm looking at you now. But the drunk monkey, The reason why it does it is because it's trying to hold you back to be safe. It wants you to be safe. It's trying to quote unquote protect you from embarrassment. It's trying to protect your ego and pride. It's trying to protect you from failure. It's trying to protect you from feeling bad. It's just trying to protect you from discomfort. And I'm not saying it's just like it's justified, so I shouldn't use that word, but that's what it's doing. By doing that, it's actually ruining your life. Quite frankly, by doing that, it's actually ruining your life. So, I just want you guys to recognize when that drunkard brass monkey is on your shoulder or in your head saying, hey, this is stupid. Just give it a slap. Just give it one slap it right off your shoulder. Last night I had a dream that there was owls on the subway and I was just swatting them in my sleep. So do that. All right. So let's go with some of these notes that I took this morning. Okay. Number one, and this is something that if you actually write things down this morning, write this down. The past is just a story you tell yourself. Now, this is not actually in the book, but this is a phrase that I use a lot. And basically what he was saying matched this phrase perfectly. The past is just a story that you tell yourself. All right. Everything that happened in your life is all just a story. I want you to sit with that for a second. Take that in. Everything is just a story. That's it. Nothing actually had meaning. The meaning it has is the meaning you gave it in the context of the story that you're telling yourself. And some things happen in real life and some things don't happen in real life. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Some things happen in real life and some things don't happen in real life. I'm going to give you an example from my own life, and then I'm going to give you an example from Matthew Ferry's life. To this day, I don't know if I'm allergic to apples or not. Okay. When I sit down in a restaurant, they ask me any allergies. I say apples. Everybody's known me to be allergic to apples. I swear to you, when I eat apples, the back of my throat itches. I swear. However, if you ask my mother, she says I was never allergic to apples. And she used to bring me to the doctor to check out allergies. And I used to have allergies, but apples were never one of them. My youngest brother is allergic to shellfish and nuts and all kinds of stuff. He had traveled with an EpiPen and stuff. Okay. So my mother actually, because she works in childcare, she's about that life. She's always making sure. She will tell you Jay is not allergic to apples. It's in his head. When I was younger, I was walking to school. When I used to walk to school, the pathway, I don't know, however many of you guys have grown up in areas where I grew up in a neighborhood in the projects. So the neighborhood's enclosed, basically. It's just like a bunch of buildings and townhouses. It's all enclosed. So all the kids go to one school, but it's at the end of the project. So you all walk down the same path. And so all of us are walking down this path, and then there's these little trees that have little crab apples. Okay, the crab apples fall off the trees a certain time of year, usually in the fall, which is around September, October, November when you're going to school. And the kids would just like walk on that path and just crush them, and they just look disgusting on the ground. And then they would have like a really weird smell because they're like fruits that are now rotting in the street. And I never wanted to step on them. So I used to tiptoe around them. And my mom used to get mad at me, and she used to just like hold me up, like just walk, like, what are you doing? I don't know why it bothered me, but it bothered me. According to my mother, from then on, I decided I was allergic to apples at 7 years old. I decided that I was allergic to apples, and I stuck with it right through. It's to the point that my throat itches when I eat anything to do with apples. Applesauce, apple pie, apples, anything to do with apples. I don't know if I'm allergic or not, but if you ask me, I am. Put a 1 in the chat if you can relate within yourself or within somebody you know. So I know we're all on the same page. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can relate to that in yourself or with somebody you know. And in the meantime, I'm going to continue my notes. Christina McWilliams says, yes, thank you. So we're on the same page. I'm not going crazy. Aretha says, yes, I'm not going crazy. Kodak says, yes, I'm not going crazy. All right, cool. So your perception of reality is really just a guess at best. You really actually don't know if things really happened or not sometimes. That's just what you told yourself, and that's just what you feel like might have happened, or you interpreted some sort of situation. That's the way you interpreted some sort of situation. We have learned to function and survive in this world through labels, stories, and fantasies that our drunk monkey created. That's how we learn to like survive and thrive and navigate the world. We have to put a label on something to understand it, to know how to act, to know how to treat it, a story to know the meaning behind something, right? Some sort of fantasy to give us hope. The other day, I was seeing this YouTube, shout out Maria, says, yes, I was seeing this YouTube, or I think she's the YouTube or Instagram lady that's supposed to be a relationship coach. She actually has the same last name as me, Khan. And it turned out that she wasn't qualified the way she said she was qualified. She said she was a psychiatrist, and she's actually really not a psychiatrist. And she said she's a therapist, licensed therapist, and she's actually really not a licensed therapist. She actually was just a teacher that taught psychology in high school. And she blew up all over the internet, okay? And I remember speaking to my team about the whole thing. At first, I was like, why would you, like, coaches really don't need that much, like, that many degrees and things like that. So I don't even know why she faked it. She had like a fake doctor degree and everything, like a master's degree and everything. And I was like, I don't know why you faked it, number one. But number two, people just were defending her to the end, like the people who were huge fans of her. And my team was like, can you believe this? Like, she's caught red-handed and they're still not believing it. And what I said was, they need something to believe in. They can't wrap their head around that this wasn't true. They need it to be true so that they can feel like there's hope for themselves. They needed all the things that she was saying to be true so that they could say, here's an answer to my problems. I could pay this coach $5,000 and they'll fix my life. They needed it to be true so they could say, wow, there is a solution for me being lonely and not being able to get a woman. Because I think she primarily coaches men on women, on learning and understanding women. That's the fantasy stuff that I'm talking about. We are glad to live in a fantasy world a lot of the time. Why are we glad to live in a fantasy world a lot of the time? Because it gives us hope. It gives us hope. And that's why we resist things so often. I had a friend the other day send me some kind of I think it was a drink or a pill or something, or a gummy chew or something like that, some sort of supplement. And it said, it'll give you washboard abs. It'll give you washboard abs. All you got to do is take it right after you work out. And he sends it to me. He's like, do you think this is true? Because I'm into fitness. He goes, do you think this is true? I said, yeah, I absolutely think it's true. I also think if you drink water right after you work out, you'll get into the shape that you want. Why? Because you worked out. If you yell, I'm getting stronger after you work out, you're going to get stronger. Why? Because you worked out first. Could you imagine? They marketed this, but here's the catch. You have to drink it right after you work out. Never any other time. Drink it right after you work out. That was hilarious to me. That was hilarious. When I said it to my friend, he was like, I feel stupid. He's like, I feel stupid with that one. But again, we need this stuff to be true. So that drunk monkey gives us this fantasy that we can live in just to cope, just to get through life. Okay. So I gave the example of me, The example in the book that Matthew Ferry goes through is that he had a knee injury up until he was 32 years old. And when he was 32 years old, I don't remember exactly what he did, but he realized, oh shoot, my knee doesn't hurt anymore. He did something physical and he's like, wow, my knee doesn't hurt anymore. So he was all excited because his knee wasn't hurting anymore. So he was talking to his mother a little while later, and he says to his mother, hey mom, guess what? I'm cured of that knee injury. Remember that knee injury I had? Like, it's not bothering me anymore. It's good now. And she said, what knee injury? And he's like, remember I couldn't, do physical activities and stuff like that? The knee injury I had. And she goes, you never had a knee injury? He's like, yeah, since I was a kid. She's like, you've never had a knee injury. There's never been anything wrong with your knee. And he realized that what he actually did as a kid is he used to say my knee hurts because he didn't want to do the physical activities. He hated sports and he hated whatever gym class stuff that they used to make him do, climb the ropes or whatever, climb the ladders. And he hated running. So he would always just say my knee hurts. And it stuck in his head to the point that he actually had real pain in his knee for years as an adult. It's a true story. This stuff happens. I swear to you. That's why they have those, help me out. See, what are those? Is it placebo? Those pills that are actually fake pills that you give people, and then all of a sudden they're healed. Is it placebo?
Yeah, it's called the placebo effect.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying that pills that you take don't actually have any effect on the body. It's just the mind is so powerful that it thinks that the pill that you're taking is helping, but it's actually the mind that's doing all the work and the repairing or whatever it's supposed to be doing.
That's right. That's right. Which is crazy when you think about it. That's how powerful the mind is. So now that we've understood this and we know what a drunk monkey is, think about how powerful that drunk monkey is. Think about how powerful that drunk monkey is, that subconscious mind. Because the subconscious mind is what's making all the decisions. It's making all of the choices for you. You think you're making the choices in your conscious mind, but those choices that you make based on what you are thinking in your conscious mind, what you you're thinking right now, all of those choices are shaped by the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is telling your conscious mind what to think and thereby what to do. And then you go out and do it. And the subconscious mind often takes on this character of the drunk monkey. That's what stops you from starting your YouTube channel. That's what stops you from going and talking to that person that you wanted to talk to. That's what stops you from having a fierce conversation with your client or your colleague or your boss or your spouse or your child or your sister or your brother or your friend. It's that drunk monkey that's telling you, what's the point? This is going to go bad. It's not worth it. Why be confrontational? This is not a good idea. That's what stops you over and over and over again from really achieving our true potential. He talks about applied kinesiology in this book. Applied kinesiology is basically muscle testing. It's a controlled experiment that makes muscles go weak when they think about negative memories. Now, he said that it took him 20 years actually to perfect this type of experiment. So don't try it at home, basically. But the point he was making here with applied kinesiology, the point he was making here is that if you have negative energy in your mind, it literally will be destructive to your body on a whole. So here's the example. He asks, is hate constructive or destructive to life? That's the question he asked in the book. That's what I wrote. Obviously, we know hate is destructive. He goes, if you say, I hate this over and over and over again while lifting weights, it actually negatively affects your strength. And in brackets, I wrote, what a great affirmation. Because that's what you're doing. You're affirming to your subconscious mind that you hate this, that this is bad, 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 bad. You're saying it out loud over and over and over again. And you're affirming that to your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is now telling your conscious mind, this is something I'm not doing tomorrow. This is the last time I'm doing this. I'm not doing this tomorrow. I'm not doing this next weekend. I'm not doing this again. Let's just get through it. So you're telling your subconscious mind that you hate it. Your subconscious mind is telling your conscious mind it's bad. And what is your conscious mind doing to your body? It's making you weaker. Again, next time you go to the gym and you lift weights, try this experiment. Say, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, and see how strong you are. Vice versa, right? Vice versa, if you say, I love this while lifting weights, it actually positively affects your strength. Come on, I love this. Let's go. I love this. I love this. This is great. I love this. I love this feeling. I love working hard. I love this. This is great. All of a sudden, you get stronger. This is just a simple example of how the drunk monkey is physically making you weaker, physically bringing your mood down. Your energy level is going down. Your strength is going down. Your ability to focus is going down when we allow the drunk monkey to control our subconscious mind. This is just a simple exercise. Next time you're doing something physically hard, say, I hate this so much, and see how much harder it gets. Or say, I love this so much, and see how much easier it gets. And we've given you 3 examples, right? We've given you mine, we've given you Matthew Ferry's, and then we've given you the one now with these the placebo pills. He writes, what you expose yourself to will either strengthen your body or weaken it. And the stronger you are, the more power you have. Remember that morning affirmation I told you guys about a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, that I do every morning? I put my mental and physical health first because I need to feel great in order to do great things. It's not fair. It's totally unfair to expect yourself to do great things if you don't feel great. Would you expect your favorite athlete to perform at the highest of heights when they have an injury? Would you expect your favorite singer to perform at the highest of heights when they have a throat infection? Would you expect your favorite performer, like dancer, to perform their best when they have a fever and they have body aches and pains? No, of course not. So why is it that we expect us to be great when we don't feel great? We have to put ourselves in a position to win, no? We got to put ourselves in a position to win, no? Shout out Christina. Yes, shout out April. So now that we understand that the thoughts make us weak or strong, we reprogram our minds, right? We reprogram our minds because we understand, as he writes in the book, negative mind chatter is weakness present in the body-mind system. So we reprogram our minds. We talk to ourselves all day. And every time we talk to ourselves in our subconscious mind, we have a chance to catch ourselves and say, you know what? I'm going to change the story. Remember we said the past is just a story we tell ourselves? I'm going to change the story. Life happens for me. It doesn't happen to me. Traffic jam, great. That's not happening to me. This is happening for me for a great reason. I just haven't figured it out yet. Now, I'm going to try to figure this out. Because it's obviously something good. I love the figuring it out process. Oh, it's raining, it's pouring rain, and I don't have an umbrella because when I looked at the weather, it said it was going to be sunny. Instead of saying, what BS, I'm going to say, why is this happening? I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out. And even if I don't figure it out, so what? Tomorrow the sun's going to rise again. The things we tell ourselves are so important, guys. Please, 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 I beg of you, do not pollute your mind or let your drunk monkey take over. And now that you know that stupid MFer is there, or maybe you already knew it was there, and now this is just a good reminder. But now that you're very aware and conscious of it, punch him in the face for me. Or her. Just one of those. And keep it moving. Every time it starts talking to you, just think of an evil monkey with one of those chime things. Just think of an evil monkey. I actually watched a movie a couple months ago of some evil monkey. If you guys put it in the comments if you guys know the movie. But just think of an evil monkey with those whatever they're called. Symbols. That's what they're called. Symbols. Think of that. And say, not today. We need to feel great in order to be great. The last thing I wrote here was, your body-mind system does not know what is true or false, only what you program it to do. The inputs that you choose. That you choose. I'm going to say it one more time. Your body-mind system does not know what is true or false, only what you program it to do, the inputs that you choose. So if you understand that you can give it false inputs and it will actually give you good things, then who cares if they're true? Who cares if they're false? Who cares? Program it with inputs that you choose that are going to make you great, that are going to make you strong, that are going to make you powerful. And who cares about the rest? Because who cares? It's only a story that we tell ourselves, right? What does it matter? It's all just a story. It's all just fantasy. So we might as well make it great. So guys, thank you for joining us today. Go and be great.
Spin out your rags in the air like a chopper. Hennessy punching Johnny Walker. Somebody tell the police they just can't stop us. Like a helicopter. Spin out your rags in the air like a chopper. Hennessy punching Johnny Walker. Somebody tell the police they just can't stop us. Oh, when me choppers them. 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 Rags with me, flags with me, rags with me, flags with me, rags with me, flags with me. Yo, spin your rags in the air like a chopper. Wave your rags like a helicopter. Spin out your rags in the air like a chopper. Round and round like a helicopter. Spin your rags in the air like a chopper. Wave your rags like a helicopter. Spin your rags in the air like a chopper. High choppers fly, helicopters. We drunk cause we drink like a fish in the water. So high like the world spinning faster. Dripping with sweat but it don't really matter. The music making me ball out. We see ladies and we call out. Them girls and them whining all out. Look a fight in the back, them brawl out. What? Me no business about that. Girls on me mind, so me thinking about that. Woman in the place, so me hunting for that. Bumpers in me face, so me on the attack. Just give me Henny, give me Stack. No racial thing, white oak, Johnny Black. Oh gosh, I could catch a jet lag. 1919 does have me feeling high. Like a helicopter. Spin out your rags in the air like a chopper. Hennessy punch